Niggas peep my shine, then try to keep up. What else? Matter of fact, coming to the States all on a work visa. She is a work of art, I call her Mona Lisa. Know what type of time I'm on. Smoking finance so my mind is gone. Bust down AP, clarity, been feeling like the man, so I must be, yeah. Told him put 55 on pump 3, yeah. See me know I'm really guessing up something, yeah. Feeling like Bojack, all of the horses will make you go back. Thought you should know that, young niggas not like Kodak. She just wanna bag, yeah. Birkin bags, Dolce and Gabbana. Tags, 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 tags. Running around the store like tag, tag, tag. Running around the store popping tags, tags, tags. Oxygen is dropping, I feel on my own. When things get choppy.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is Linda Tay coming to you today with another video, girl. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I got all her hair into this bob. The bob is from West Kids Hair. This is not a sponsored video, but I just wanted to show you guys this video. Like I said, I got all her hair into that bob. The wig was only $50, y'all. $50. You cannot beat that for the bob, okay? So it was a closure bob. The length I'm not too sure about, but I'm pretty sure it was 10 inches. Only because I do hair a lot, so I'm pretty sure it was 10 inches. Now, this is her second time reusing the wig. The first time I did not install it, but the second time, as you guys can see, I am installing it. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how you will get all the client's hair into a bob and make sure that the bob is flat, okay? So, guys, the key to flat installs with anything is small braids, okay? I know you guys probably do not want to do small braids. I know it takes way longer, but, guys, you just kind of have to do it. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Now, I don't know how many braids I did. I think I did like 22 braids in her head. So I did a lot of braids. I wanted to make sure everything lay flat, especially since she has a lot of hair and it's thick. So if you guys have another client and maybe the hair is not as full or as long, then of course you don't have to do this many braids. But guys, I'm showing you how to do it with someone with super long hair, okay? She has lower back length hair and is very, very full. So I'm going to have to do all the braids and kind of connect them together to make sure everything's lying flat, okay? Now, she does want a wig cap. She always kind of wants a wig cap, but with closures, I only leave the wig cap for the closure part, okay? The other parts, I just kind of let be. I do not consume it with the wig cap. She likes to lift her wigs up and oil her scalp underneath. So I'm not going to sew the wig down either. Now, if your client likes a stable, wig install everywhere, like from the front to the back to the sides, then you're going to want to sew the back of the closure or the back of the wig down, okay? So yes, guys, so that's all I'm doing, just kind of braiding her hair, and then I'm going to oil her scalp. That is very, very important as well. It just helps stimulate growth. It helps provide nourishment to the scalp, moisture to the scalp. It just creates a healthy environment for growth. Alright, y'all, so now that I am done, I'm going to use this crochet needle. And guys, that braid that I have left, I'm just going to crochet that braid through the braids that I have braided down, okay? Make sure you kind of pull in and lying it flat against the head, so that way, it's not bulky underneath the wig either. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of pulling it and folding it and kind of crocheting it through the other braids to make sure that it's lying flat as well, okay? So that is all I am doing right here. After I do that, guys, like I said, I am going to oil the scalp. Everything that I use will be in my description box below, and a link will be provided so that way you can purchase it. So I'm using this Jamaican black castor oil. It's Dye-Fill. The brand is Dye-Fill. It's premium black Jamaican castor oil. I like to use this because it helps with growth, it helps with thickness, and also helps with moisture. It keeps moisture in for a longer period of time when it comes to the client. Now, after that, guys, I'm going to use the Got2b Glue Cream. I'm going to use an edge brush, and I'm going to brush her edges out. Now, one thing I really like to do is when it comes to closure wigs, I like to have the client's edges out where it doesn't have that closure piece. So she's getting a middle part, right? So the middle part I'm going to brush back and out the way, but the sides of her head where the closure will not be, and I'm going to leave out. So as you guys see, I'm just measuring where the closure stops on both sides, so that way I know where to kind of put the edges up and where to leave the edges out. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just going to kind of mold that back, use a blow dryer to dry it up, and yeah, I'm just going to leave the edges out so that way I can do the edges later, and that way it looks natural. You know, when you have the closures, it's not a frontal, so the parts where the closure is not touching, I always kind of like to leave out and gives it a more natural look. That's why I love a good closure, because you have the ability to have some of your edges out, you know. So I just really love a closure, girl. Just love it. Okay, I love it here. So guys, I'm going to get a new cap now. Since she is so light, I'm going to get the lightest wig cap that I have. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And like I said, I'm going to measure once again. I'm just trying to see where the closure stops, because I'm just going to sew that spot down. So I'm going to sew where the closure ends down when it comes to the wig cap, because everything else I'm going to cut off. So I'm just going to get a needle and thread. I'm going to sew where the closure is going to be. And then she does want glue. So I'm either going to get the glue. Sometimes I get the glue, and then sometimes I get just like a little bit of Got2b Glue Cream or something like that, or Got2b Glue Spray. And I'm going to spray the front of that closure down and then dry it and then cut everything off. Okay, so right here I'm actually getting some Got2b Glue Cream, and I'm just going to put it where the edge is at, where the cap is going to stop, and I'm going to kind of smooth that in with my finger, and I'm going to dry it with the blow dryer. And when that's dry, then I'm going to proceed to cut off the excess cap. Keep your kisses and hugs. Okay guys, so now that everything is dry and I cut off the extra cap, now I'm going to just do a little bit of makeup, just to kind of where the part's going to be, her middle part, just to kind of make sure that it's not too light. Okay, so I did put a little bit of that same color at the front. I didn't put a lot because I didn't want it to be like too dark, so that's what I did. And then I cleaned the forehead with 91% alcohol and a cotton swab. So now I'm done with that. Now I put the wig back on, guys, and I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put it. Make sure that, you know, it's lined up the way I want it to be, because it's already apart, because it's a reused wig. Okay, so after that, guys, I'm going to put the wig back on, and now I'm going to proceed to start gluing it down. So I'm using a different glue this time. I'm going to use the bold hold glue, and that bold hold, well, not the bold hold glue, the Ghost Bomb. It's not great. It's not really a great hold or anything like that, but this is all I had, and she's not going to wear it longer than a week anyway. So I did one layer, and then I smoothed it in with the rat tail comb just to blend in that cap further. And now I'm going to do another layer, and I'm going to kind of smooth it out. And any extra, I'm going to kind of put it on the back of my hand, just to make sure that it's not too much product. You want to make sure that the application is smooth. You don't want like gunks of product on it, because it's just not going to be well. Like, you know, it's just not going to blend well. So I'm going to dry for like 10 seconds and do another layer. I'm going to use the extra that's at the back of my hand for another layer. So I did about 3 layers when it comes to that. And I like to just use a rat tail comb, because it just smooths everything out the way I want it to be. Okay, so after that, guys, I'm just going to kind of install the wig. Now, when it comes to the edges of her wig, like you see the edges, you don't want the edges to kind of get stuck. So it's important to kind of get a little bit of that Got2b Glue spray or some mousse and kind of brush those edges back into the hair. And then when you're ready to use them, then you can just kind of take them out, you know. So that is what I like to do. But here I am going to put it on. I told her to kind of lean her head back a little bit so I can make sure that that part is lined up with the middle of her nose. And then I'm going to kind of, you know, shift the closure and kind of press it in, and then kind of combing it in further when it comes to that rat tail comb. Okay, so as you guys see, I'm kind of brushing that part back, brushing into it, and then that front I'm kind of brushing it forward, but I'm just making everything kind of flush into the skin. I'm using the back, I'm using the front, I'm using it all. Now, honestly, this wig wasn't great because the lace wasn't great. I like a good thin lace, but, you know, sometimes it's just not that way. Yeah. So, I'm just going to kind of hold the baby hairs, brush everything in, making sure that everything is flush to the skin. In any spots that I miss, I'm just going to add more glue. Okay, so now I know where the closure is going to be. I pull her little edges out, and then I'm going to kind of swoop them a little bit with the Got To Be Glue cream. And after that, I'm going to use the Got To Be Glue spray, and I'm going to spray everywhere the closure stops, like the where the baby hairs is and where the, you know, the lace is. So I'm just going to reinforce the layage, okay? Reinforce the melt. So I'm going to spray some Got To Be Glue spray, and then I'm going to tie it down with this elastic band. Now, just make sure you tie it pretty tightly and line it up when it comes to, you know, where the lace is going to be laid at, okay? And this further melts in the glue, it further melts in that spray, it just further melts in every single thing. So I'm going to do that, tie it down, and then I'm going to use this as an opportunity to have everything melt together and dry, and then I'm going to use that opportunity to style her hair, further blend it, further melt it, whatever I feel like I was going to do. If I wanted to curl it, if it was long hair, I would have curled it. You know, if it was anything else, I would have did anything else. So it's a bob. All I have to do is kind of straighten it back up over again, and then kind of further melt the roots.
Everything else is hype, I just want the real thing. Can I have the real thing? I don't need flourishes, good looks. You can keep your kisses and hugs. Yeah, if it ain't for real, no likes. I just want the real thing. Can I have the real thing?
So after I basically flat everything out, I'm going to use this wax stick. I'm going to use it on the roots, and I'm going to use that as an opportunity to use my hot comb. And I'm just going to literally kind of press everything down, press everything in place, so that way everything lays really, 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 really flat. Another way I like to reinforce the flatness is use that same Got To Be Glue spray on the parts, and then use a blow dryer and kind of press everything flat. Just helps with flyaways, and this also helps with the flatness and kind of keeping the roots flat no matter what weather and things like that. So I really like to use this stuff as well. Alright guys, so now I'm done with styling, so I'm just going to take that band off. Now I'm going to use some Apogee Mousse. Now guys, whenever you reinforce with that spray, sometimes that spray may drip down a little bit, so it may get the baby hair stuck to the forehead. So you're going to use that mousse to kind of loosen everything up, and that's going to have the baby hairs movable once again, okay? So, you know, once you move the baby hairs in place, you can go ahead and reinforce it once again, and it can be really, really stuck, but I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to kind of leave it where it's at. But like I said, I'm just going to brush the hairs and I'm going to have out. I'm going to brush the hairs and I'm going to have in, okay? So, yeah. So I'm just going to brush everything forward with that mousse. Like I said, I'm using the Apogee Mousse, and it kind of loosens everything up. And then I am going to combine the Got To Be Glue cream as well as that mousse together. Put a little bit of mousse, and then I'm going to use that Got To Be Glue cream, and I'm going to mold the baby hairs, okay? So yeah, that is basically what I'm going to do when it comes to styling this part. And girl, she was talking about something, girl. We was having a good old combo.
If it ain't for real, no likes. Everything else is hype, I just want the real thing. Can I have the real thing? I thought you would understand me.
Alright y'all, so basically everything is done. Once I molded everything together, I'm going to use a blow dryer and dry it all the way down. Once it's already dried, I'm going to just get a comb and I'm going to kind of comb the hair back down. I don't need any type of kind of like color or anything. Now you do see a little bit of that lace, only because that lace is kind of thick, but everything else is pretty blended. I think that's the part of the lace I probably should have like cut a little bit. But yeah, that's neither here nor there, guys. I'm going to comb it with the rat tail comb it down. She wants like a slight bump, not even like a bump, just like a little slight bump, okay? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you on my next video. Bye, guys.
I can't stay for these well wishes, good looks. What I need is love. You can keep your kisses and hugs. Yeah, I've had no likes. Everything else is hype. I just want the real thing.